Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We are on to pattern number 15 and this is our intermediate pattern, and we are printing this pattern here, which is the inverse of pattern number 14. So let's get started. And if you haven't viewed pattern number 14, I strongly suggest that you do, simply because each iteration of parts of this code was broken down in pattern number 14. Okay, now let's get started. So the first thing we're going to start with is our for loop for our rows. Okay, and where does our row begin? Let's look at our pattern. Here we see our rows begin at row number 7 and it goes down to row number 1. So that is what we're going to put here. I is equal to num. Okay, remember we're getting num from the user. When we say int num is equal scan.next int, that's coming from our scanner. So int I is equal to num, and num is greater than and equal to 1, and then we're going to say I minus. Okay, that is our rows. Okay, so now let's print our blank columns. And remember, from pattern number 13 and 14, we came up with a formula to print our blank columns, and that's 2 times num minus I. And then we say j is greater than I. And remember, it is greater than and not greater than and equal to. And then we're going to say j minus. And if you want a breakdown as to why we structured line number 19, I highly suggest you review pattern number 14, because it does break down that entire this first for loop. And now let's print this loop. And what are we printing? We're actually just printing a blank space, and remember, this is a print statement, not a print ln. Now let's go ahead and do our other for loop for our numbered column. And where does our numbered column start? Okay, so if we could say it starts at num. However, we do not want to write an extra line of code. And if we notice here that whatever I is, that's what our column number is, and then it decreases. So when I is 3, our column number is also 3, and then it decreases down to 1. So leveraging our I loop, we could say that j is equal to I. Okay, j is greater than and equal to 1, and then we could say j minus. The reason we're saying j minus, because after I is printed, the column number then decreases. So that's why we're saying j minus, and it gives us the smaller column numbers as we go down. Now we're gonna say, now let us print that j loop. We're gonna say numbered. And now let's print our j loop. Okay, and now let's print our lines, and then we close our scanner. Okay, let's run this. How many rows would you like to print? I'll say 7. And there it is. This is our pattern. This is pattern number 15. And again, if you want to get a copy of the codes, please go to my GitHub. It will be there, or you could even slow down this video to write the codes on your own. In our next task, we would be printing pattern number 16, which is a little bit different. So there, it's a K pattern, but it's kind of like turned around. I would say it's the pyramid in the center pattern. So thank you very much, and happy testing. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment. Bye.